in my mind. There is a project, and I'm actually very curious about. We've talked about it, but I would love to know your motives and your drive, which is Earth.org. First of all, how difficult was to buy the domain? Because I'm sure that there was someone grabbing onto it very hard.
Yeah, there was a couple of German brothers that had sun.org and earth.org.
do they still keep sun.org?
They kept sun.org and they let me have earth.org. I think partly I was able to persuade them that I had an interesting plan to use the domain in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we had to come to some sort of agreement, but I really wanted to establish something that really describe what its intention was, right? So Earth.org is intended to be something that kind of represents the whole planet. It represents it from an information perspective. I have all sorts of ideas for it to be a data center as well, like a data platform. But right now, what it is a content platform. It's something that is furnishing 1 million people a month.
Mm-hmm.
Million people, individuals a month, are coming to the site to be able to find answers and articles on environmental matters, which is exceptional reach. And pretty soon we're planning to do a pilot for an Earth Radio. So it's going to be a online radio station, but also podcasts like this. Really, it's a talk radio station, environmental talk radio station. Now, you would think there was an environmental talk radio station already,
but there isn't.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So, and we really feel like with digital technology as it is, we can have contributors from all around the world. It's actually we can run this really basically on a quite a low cost SaaS platform. So this can be just run online. It means that anyone with a phone is going to be able to sort of either tune into Earth Radio, through the normal platforms, or be able to pick off the programs as podcasts. They'll all be put as podcasts as well. And we're going to adopt the same strategy for Earth Radio as we have done for Earth.org, which is to have a very, very small core team managing contributors, right? So in the case of Earth.org, we have 120 writers that are writing for Earth.org, and for kids.earth.org, which is the kids version of the site. And for Earth Radio, we're following the same model, which is basically to have volunteer contributors making programs, with guidelines, but they make programs that then we edit and we look after, and then we put up onto Earth Radio. So it's going to be a same a strategy and approach. And the idea is that we'll be able to create clusters of contributors, in India, in Africa, in South America, in North America, and really representing what's happening around the world. And the two main content elements of Earth.org and Earth Radio are what's happening to the planet. So what is really happening to the planet, what to expect, and also what can be done about it. Mm-hmm. So solutions, who is doing good things, structural solutions, policy solutions, environmental solutions, and commercial and legal solutions to the fixes that need to occur, right? So, fundamentally, the free market has damaging side effects, and those are not being properly managed and looked after or regulated. And so that is a design problem that needs to be addressed, and we have a limited amount of time to be able to address those issues. And you can see the struggles that are happening, to try and form consensus. And personally, I'm optimistic that we can solve this the CO2 issue in the long term. I think we can solve the CO2 issue. I'm less optimistic around the biodiversity crisis and the never-ending decline really in biodiversity on the planet, which is going to be a harder ship to turn around. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you've got plastic pollution and a couple of other very, very intractable problems that are going to be very difficult to deal with, but not insurmountable, right?